Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our RimWorld Warhammer 40k Let's Play. So, I'm recording this right after the end of last episode. Not, in terms of real time, but in terms of game time. This is literally right where we left off at the end of last episode. And that is because, after posting last episode, there was an update to Jex Tools, and it was targeted specifically at the Vehicles module. So, I checked in on Yes Vehicles, the vehicle mod we talked about in last episode, and it appears to be working for the most part. The turrets are still not functioning properly. They will not fire, but otherwise they seem to work as intended. You can mount them, you can swivel them around. They just won't actually fire any projectiles. So hopefully the mod author can iron that out, but I'm going to go ahead and try to see if we can get a vehicle made this episode, because I did test it and they drive around and you can take them on caravans and stuff. So otherwise they appear to be working just fine. And in the last episode we had also talked about going on a little bit of a trip for a particular power cell, and the journey seemed like it was going to be quite long. So again, today I want to see if we can make a vehicle and then maybe get an away team put together to send out in that vehicle and see if we can maybe make a little bit better time. So, with that said, we're going to jump into our Architect tab, and I believe it's under Production. Yeah, there we go. Vehicle table. So, where do I want this thing? Let's just throw it in here for now, but that might not be its final place. And I should probably get like a stool or something in there just to speed up the process. I have no idea how long it's going to take. So we'll do that. Is it really that bad in there? 36 is not that bad. Give me a break. I used the dev tools to spawn it in, so I haven't actually crafted one yet. But we'll see. Maybe it's fairly quick. Maybe it's not. Where is Remy? What are you up to right now? Oh, you're disassembling mechanoids? That's probably fine. Bragg, I could probably have you take care of it. Zima, what are you doing? You're cutting stone blocks. Okay, you can stop what you're doing and come do this. So work on the vehicle table for me. What is that costing us, by the way? I didn't even look. 150 steel and 5 components. That's not so bad. Alright, so we're going to get to work on that. And hopefully we can get it done today, because we are on a bit of a time limit here. That power cell's not going to be there forever. So we want to ensure that we send that team out as soon as possible, because it will take them... if the old time thing is to be believed, I think it was like 4 days there and potentially 4 back, or maybe it was like 3 there, 4 back. And of course we double that because it never goes as planned. So it was looking like a long trip. And you guys rightly pointed out as well that the reason the return trip was quicker is because we'd be going with the flow of the river and not against it. And that makes sense. I don't know why I forgot that was a thing. But thank you guys for pointing that out. Please don't F around in the doors, Serena. Okay, so she's going to go work on that. We do have quite a bit of plasteel kicking around from these mechanoids. That's nice. Ah, bummer. So Liara and Remy have been together for a little while now. They are still sharing a room. But it looks like she's just not ready to get married to him yet, right? That's the way it worked? Yeah, so he proposed, she rejected him. He's not going to be happy. He's still doing okay. I mean, that's going to drop him quite a bit, but he shouldn't have a mental break. Yeah, I don't think he will. It looks like he's going to stop just before even the minor threshold. So that's good. And, oh, we got a lot of steel out of there. I need to keep in mind as well that we always need to be building roofs here, because that might be open to the air. No, there's overhead mountain, luckily. We can get bailed out by that quite a bit. Okay, so she's got half the steel there. She can only do 75 at a time. But this will be the second batch, and then we've got components kicking around. I always forget where they end up. There they are. There's some there. I mean, realistically, she could grab these, but oh, good, she actually did. Generally, they're kind of dumb about the way they build stuff, and they'll go back to a stockpile rather than pulling what's near to them. But every once in a while, they'll be a little bit more efficient like that, and that was nice to see. Because that was exactly how many we needed, so there was no reason to go elsewhere. Okay, so there's our vehicle table. It should be getting power any second. Should be getting power any second. Do we not have... Oh, we don't have conduits in that area. Okay. Well, that's an extra step then. Zima, what are you up to right now? I need you to start working on this. I'm going to queue up the whole line of it. We don't actually need to make it all the way to the end. It'll probably connect at some point in the middle here. But just to be sure, we'll eventually try to run it. I mean, it's going to run all the way through all these walls anyways, so whether it gets done now or later, not really relevant as long as we have enough to get this running right now. But while we wait for that to happen, let's look at these builds. So, we have 6 options here, 3 vehicles and 3 cannons. So we have the truck. Is there a description? Motorized truck for hauling long distances. That's 300 steel and 15 components, so they're a little bit pricey. We should have plenty of both, though. We have the tank. Whoops, I wanted to read the details here. So, mechanized war machine. That's 500 steel and 20 components. And then we have the APC. Do we get more information if we do it this way? Sort of, but not the information that we're looking for. So we'll ignore that. Click this. So an armored truck for transporting soldiers. And that's 400 steel, 20 components. We're going to do the APC for now. We'll just do one of them. And then there's also the turrets. Now, based on the mod description, the burst cannon should work on the APC, but it actually doesn't. So far, the tank is the only one I've seen that's actually able to take turrets. It can take all 3 of them. But you can tell that the burst cannon was actually intended for the APC because the graphical representation is smaller than the tank cannon and the rail cannon. But for whatever reason, it will not go on the APC. But right now, that's completely... it's a completely moot point because none of them work at the moment, so we won't bother making one. But when the mod is fixed and we can use them, we'll certainly do that. Yeah, I was going to say, I'd prefer you actually connect it there. And there we go, there's our power. So that's queued up. Hopefully somebody gets on that. I could just ask... Oh, she's going to do it right now. Perfect. Cool, I don't even need to prioritize it. And we'll see how much actual work it is. I'm hoping it's doable by the end of the day, but that doesn't seem realistic. We know it's going to take a ton of resources, but we don't know... maybe we do. Does it say how much work? 84, that's actually really, really small, or a really small amount. Like, for example, this flak armor is 834 work. So that's going to get done pretty quick. That should be doable today. I'm actually pretty glad to see that. By the way, guys, I've prevented any further planting of hay grass in this area. We have enough hay for forever, basically. We have like 9,000 now. So they're planting corn here, which it will take a while to grow, but it should yield us a pretty good amount of food whenever it's done. And it'll just be a nice little addition to the rice and stuff we're already getting. We're not going to rely on that. It'll just be a nice little bonus. And we can maybe use that toward the pemmican and stuff while the rice is used for the simple meals. That way we're getting a little bit of both done. And let's see, so she's got 3 stacks of 75 there. It was like, what, 400? So she's gonna need, what, another full stack, and then maybe a couple more. Yeah, she's gonna have to like start dumping it on the floor. What are you doing? Oh, you're making the rest of those conduits. Okay, well that was nice of you. Let's see, we're doing pretty well over here on these rooms. It won't be too long before we can actually connect this to our base. And one thing I'd like to do is... Oh, precision rifling is done. Let's actually take a look at that. What are we on now? So precision rifling gets us here. We're doing charge shot next. That may or may not be necessary, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyways, because 2,000 is not very much at this point for us. Deep drilling is going to be up next. Although deep drilling without the ground penetrating scanner is not going to really do anything for us. And it looks like we don't have anything queued up beyond that, or at least I don't see it. It's possible it's somewhere off screen. One thing I'd really like to see with this mod, this is the like research helper or something like that. That's how I'm able to queue up research. It'd be nice if somewhere, maybe I don't know, but if you had multiple projects queued up, it'd be nice if it listed them somewhere so you could kind of click on them and be brought to that part of the research tab. Because there's a lot of times where I have stuff queued up and I don't remember, and so I'll click something and not realize I was, like, you know, working on a path I had queued up before and just completely forgot about. But yeah, we'll do that. It might be worth going here next. I'm sure there's other stuff that we need. All this 40k stuff still needs a ton of research. I'm also interested in this, oh, we have the Weber, right. We need to make one. That's another thing. But that's supposed to be a way for us to potentially capture people without killing them. It is still potentially lethal because you're basically shooting them with an electrified net. But it should be less lethal than shooting them with, you know, deadly projectiles and or lasers. What are you up to? Okay, you're hauling rice from down here. I don't know, every time I see pawns with food, I get nervous because they're not the most intelligent when it comes to, well, anything really. Okay, good, that stuff's still frozen. We don't want any of that Eldar flesh going bad. Okay, I think you got enough steel. I think you got enough steel. So she's what, grabbing the remaining 13 components? No, it was 20, wasn't it? So another 18 components before we get that done. And Citra, how are you doing? I haven't checked in on you in a while. I think she's gonna do fine. It looks like her brain's healing. Yeah, so it's up to 8 out of 10. I don't think it's gonna scar or anything, which is good. It's pretty rare that you get a head injury like that doesn't, so we got really lucky. Really lucky. Maybe it was kind of superficial on her. Well, no, it was like 3 out of 10 or something, so it must have been pretty bad. It needed stitches. But yeah, maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe it wasn't quite into the brain. It's hard to say. That injury's kind of vague, at least in its description. It just says right hemisphere, which again would indicate a brain injury. And a brain injury that needs stitches must be pretty bad. You could say, if it didn't require stitches, you could say maybe it was a concussion or something. Like a severe concussion, but again, no real indication. So that's progressing along fairly nicely. It is getting a bit late. I don't know if she'll be able to finish it today. She'll probably work for another couple hours and then go to sleep and then pick it up tomorrow. And we'll have to check in on the time here. We had 18 days. We're probably at like 17 now. So if we'll have it done with 16 left, that should still be more than enough time. Because again, we only need to worry about the time for the trip there. Once we're there, you know, we don't need to worry about that timer for the way back. So 3.9, just under 4 days there. And again, it was a little bit quicker coming back. Yeah, 17 days. 17 days. By the way, for those of you guys who aren't familiar with this, I explained it a little bit last time, but for those of you saying like, oh, it's going to be this fantastic thing. No, they don't produce a whole lot of electricity. It's free electricity. So yes, it is nice, but it's not even enough to power one of these rooms. Maybe the basins themselves, but definitely not even enough to do a single sun lamp. I don't even think it's a full 1,000 watts, but I may need to look that up on the wiki because I don't quite remember the exact number. But I know it's not very much. But again, it's free, so it's nice to have around. Not going to save you from like solar flares or anything, but you know, if you're under siege and somebody knocks out all of your solar panels, you know, maybe we could have it connected to the freezer area and it could just run these to ensure that even if we lost all of our exterior power sources, the freezer wouldn't crap out on us or something. But other than that, yeah, I mean, it's not gonna save us from full blackouts. It's still electricity. But, you know, we can make do. Oh, she actually might finish that today. She's got 2 hours left until she's going to start thinking about going to sleep. And she is basically done. So the real trick here is going to be figuring out where to put this thing. I mean, we just plan it outside for now, but eventually we're going to want maybe in this area, although I'd rather it not be outside the fenced area, but some sort of like garage that opens and we can, you know, drive them in and out. If they work well, I wouldn't mind having a couple. And then someone also suggested something that I'd been considering for a while and convinced me to do it, and that is eventually we're going to have like a mortar area. It'll be open on top so that the mortars can fire out, but it'll be otherwise enclosed in the base so that enemies can't get to it. And I think I'm going to put it in here. So I think the suggestion initially was in this area maybe, but that's not going to do us a whole lot of good because that's going to limit its, you know, effective range. We're going to be wasting a bunch of range this way, and then it'll probably crap out maybe there or something. So if we plan it in here, that's more or less dead center of the map. I mean, it's a little bit down, but most of this upper part is mountains, so there's not a lot to shoot at there anyway. So this is pretty well centralized, and I think that'll be a great place for them. But we'll have like somewhere between 2 and 4 mortars with no roof over it, so you know, in the case of a siege, we can start assaulting or bombarding them first. How are we doing? Oh, perfect, it's done. She's gonna go eat. So you get APC parts, and then what you have to do is you right click and then assemble those parts, and then it'll literally just build it on the spot. I'm actually gonna have her do that right now because we should be able to get it out of here. Again, should being the main word there. And there we have it. You may notice that this is reskinned. I made it look like a Chimera, although in the future I will have to remove this turret from the texture and add that in as like a separate piece so that it doesn't have like 2 turrets on it. Now then, these run on chem fuel, which we do have a little bit of, not a ton, but we have 123. How much does it require? It can handle up to 200. And then the way this works is it's actually a pawn, but it won't move unless there's somebody in it. So who's nearby? You're pretty close, but you are outside. Is there anybody inside? Virya. Let's see. So if we click this, actually no, we need her to fill it first. So cannot refuel, need chem fuel. Will it not let me do it unless we have the full amount? That seems kind of stupid because we have chem fuel. It's right there. You guys can all see it. But it will not let me fill it. Huh. That's going to be annoying. Now, there are ways for us to make chem fuel, so that might be something to look into. I believe we need a refinery, and then we can use the wood we're getting from our trees to make chem fuels. So that's something we'll need to add in here. I guess we could put it there, and that would leave a very awkwardly sized space on that side, but not really a huge concern. Or I could make it dead center. I'm gonna put it there, and we're gonna add a bit of shelving next to it. So we'll make that out of steel and drop it in there. And then if we get another 3x2, we can put it in there. But I don't know if any 4x2 things we're gonna need to place. They're generally either 5x2, 3x2, 3x1, something like that. And what did you end up doing? Oh, can I get you to do that then? Because we're gonna need to crank out some chem fuel real quick. We'll need, I think we need at least 200 just to get us going, and we'll see how far that full tank of gas gets us. Hopefully it's enough for a round trip, because otherwise we might be in trouble. Obviously we'd like to bring a bit of spare gas with us. I imagine the carry capacity on this thing is insane. Let's see, what is Zima? What's your carry capacity? 35 kilograms. That's pretty good. For those Americans out there, it's a little over 70 pounds, probably closer to 80. And then the APC is almost 400 kilograms, so that is pretty substantial. We could bring like our entire stockpile area with us almost. Okay. Oh no, an eclipse. God damn it. Well, this is exactly the situation where that that power cell would have come in handy. That really sucks. And we just had an eclipse too. Like, just had one. Game is, I'm telling you, trying to kill me. Oh, look, somebody's actually refueling it. 75. Well, that makes sense. That's a full stack that they could carry. Are you going to refuel it again? No. Well, it can drive around now, so... Halleck? Oh, you're going to sleep. Skinner, do me a favor. Come back this way. Whoops. No, don't shoot stuff. Come back this way. I'm going to show you guys how this works. So we just need him in the general area, and then you actually call up the driver through the vehicle and any passengers that you want to add. So we go to load operator, and as soon as he sits still, we click on him, he'll jump in. Then you draft the vehicle, and then it just moves around like a pawn. It's a bit floaty, and it looks awkward in our hallways, but there we have it. So I'm going to leave it in here for now, even though that seems like really random. And you just unload the operator, and he goes about his business. I believe when you want to set up caravans with these, they need to be undrafted. I think that's how I did it last time, but we'll play with it and make sure. And let's see. Perfect. So that's done. Hopefully we're not tapping our power grid too much. Well, it's definitely getting tapped right now because we're not getting any sunlight. Batteries are still doing pretty well, though. I think it's because we have a lot of wind power happening. To the point where... I mean, we have geothermal generators, too, so I guess we're not ultimately that reliant on... Not as reliant on solar power as we once were. So, from wood, since we have a lot of wood kicking around. And let's do until we have... let's call it 250. That's a full tank plus some. So... yeah, we'll just say that. I don't know how... I don't ever use refineries, so I don't know how quickly that's gonna crank stuff out. I've almost never used chem fuel in my playthroughs. It's almost always more efficient to just go electricity. Now, there's times where that's not true, but for the most part, electricity is generally the way to go. But not always. Alright, so people are starting to wake up, and Remy's about to go make us some chem fuel. We'll see how quickly he's able to get that done. Let's see, I think we have a... yeah, we have a rice harvest coming in as well. So, Murgo and Graith are working on that. Okay, so he's got, what, basically an entire stack of wood there. We'll see how much chem fuel we get from this. Hopefully it's a pretty good turnaround, because we don't have to wait too long. That would be really annoying. How much wood do we have, by the way? Because wood is not something that's necessarily easy to come by on this map. We have a good amount. But yeah, trees grow really slowly, and there's no natural trees here, so we got to be careful about completely depleting our wood supply. But at the same time, there's not a whole lot of other uses for it. We've been using it for like furniture and stuff. But, oh good, Citra's fully healed. Aside from that, we don't have any like super mandatory needs for it. So, okay, every 2 wood we get 1 chem fuel. It's not great, but it'll get the job done. Hopefully he cranks a few of those out. I didn't want to have to wait too long, but I would feel very, very nervous about sending that thing out without at least a full tank. Preferably with some fuel reserves as well. But at the very least, a full tank. What are we doing now? Oh, you're going to mine? Yeah, I've queued up mining here. This shouldn't allow any hot air to leak into the base. But it should allow us to build a wall through there. And that wall will be there anyways because of how we're structuring this. So we won't need to tear it down or anything. But that will allow me to sneak a power conduit through. And we can get this basically wired up before we ever make it part of our base. That way, as soon as the barrier comes down, those are cranking out cold air. These are cranking out cold air. And we may even see the temperature drop. Because that's a lot of AC units that'll be kicking on. Okay, he's going to make some more. You bring in 70 again, right? Okay, so we'll just keep getting chunks of 35. That's not so bad. And then we're starting to wall things off over here. Again, that bedroom's going to be a little bit smaller. But whoever ends up in that bedroom is going to be pretty far down on the totem pole. I mean, look at how many people we have already. And there's still open bedrooms. No, there's not still open bedrooms. Excuse me. That was a mistake. Because people are sleeping in here, of course. I'm thinking of the Star Wars playthrough where we have more beds than we know what to do with. Despite having even more colonists than this. But yeah. We're going to have 6 bedrooms there, 6 bedrooms here. So the 3 people in the like flop house right now will definitely have room. And then we'll have room for 9 more on top of that. So again, that's going to be probably into like the second row of colonists even. If we decide to go that far, we may decide that that's just too many people to deal with. But, I mean, we are playing a very, very dangerous game here. We're getting, you know, constant Tyrannid and Necron and Orc and Chaos rates and stuff. So, having a few extra bodies never hurt. Oh, wow, you guys got through that quick. Okay, so we're going to add these one at a time. Because I need to not only have the wall added in, but the conduit as well. Although I guess I can just run the conduit first. But they won't be able to get to... Are we out of steel? There's no way we're out of steel. No, I've got 1100 steel. Why wouldn't it let me... Oh, there's water there. God damn it. That's going to be really, really tedious to deal with. I absolutely hate when we hit water. Oh, great. I should probably do something about that now. Because it's not going to go away. So, that's miscellaneous, right? Negative. It's terraforming. Right. No, it's not. What would it be under? Is it production? It's not producing anything. Structure, no, that doesn't make sense. Orders, no. Furniture, why would it be furniture? It's not going to be power. It's not going to be security. I thought it was under miscellaneous. Maybe we don't have the research yet. That is entirely possible. And a bit problematic. Because that's really going to slow us down. Let's see. I don't think this is actually required. Moisture pump, that's the one we need. I wonder if this is faster, though. Yeah, I wonder if that's better. So, I'm going to unqueue these really quickly. Because those would be nice, but they're not going to really slow us down if we don't have them. So I'm going to do this. Oh, we have to do bridges first. That'll be really quickly, though. Then we'll worry about this. And that will eventually solve our problem, although this is going to slow us down quite a bit. Crap. Oh well. Where are we at on chem fuel? 118. 118. That's still not quite enough to get us up to full. Can I get somebody to fill this thing? Bragg, since you're standing right there, just load it up. I'll take a full... Oh, he's taking all of it. Okay. 118. Wow. I didn't think he could carry that much. Uh-oh, we're starting to lose power. That's not good. Hopefully that eclipse ends soon. All of this needs to get harvested. Let's see. Can I rubber band it? There we go. It's not going to let me. God damn it. I have to do these individual... No, I don't. No, I don't. I always forget about this, but I can just do that. So harvest all of this before it goes bad and dies, if you guys don't mind. We'll see if we get anything from this. Some of it's already starting to go. I didn't catch this soon enough. That's not even there yet. So yeah, all of that needs to get taken up. And we'll get a pretty decent harvest from this if we get here on time. Let's see. I might need to mess around with our work priorities a bit here. So, let's see. You're at 0. That's, you know what, it doesn't matter. It just needs to get pulled up. So, We'll do that. I'm going to have everybody on that because that could really set us back. So I don't care if they're terrible at it. We just need to get it. Still cutting stone blocks, huh? You know what? Whatever. You do you. As long as somebody gets over here. Nobody's really too keen on doing it. Citra, are you going to do it? Okay, good. But yeah, we're going to start losing this stuff pretty quickly, so it needs to get harvested like now. Okay, so I had the wrong thing selected there. I meant to do plant cutting, not growing, but that's fine. People are finally starting to get over here. Remy is almost done with that, and that'll be enough for a full tank of gas plus a little bit of extra. Our lights are going down too. This sucks. You know what? We have a bit of extra wood. Oh, but I don't have them researched yet. Damn. We don't have the passive coolers researched, so I can't throw some in our freezer area. Hopefully we don't wander. Well, there goes Yaris. Yeah, please stay out of there, dude. I'm actually going to forbid it as soon as he leaves, because we can't afford to have the air leaking out. So that'll maintain its temperature a lot longer if there isn't people constantly coming and going. It's still going to get warm in there, but it's going to maintain that refrigerated status a little bit longer. Oh god, this eclipse. I guess we are still reliant on our solar panels. We'll try to get some more wind power, although wind power is really inconsistent, so I'm generally not too fond of it, but at least when the game decides to crap on you like this, it can't really hurt you. Where'd that fuel end up? There it is, okay. Murgo, I don't know why you're bothering with that right now, just go throw some gas in there. Alright, well, I think we're going to end the episode here for today. I would have liked to get a little bit more done. I didn't anticipate being completely waylaid by an eclipse. And I completely neglected to think about fueling the vehicle. But we actually were able to get that up and running fairly quickly. And again, we got a full tank of gas plus a little bit of extra to bring with us, just in case. We'll probably bring a lot of pemmican and some medical supplies. We'll be well prepared. If there's anything you guys think we should bring on our trip, let me know. But we'll try to set out next episode. Again, we don't have a lot of time, so it needs to happen soon, one way or another. But I think we're more or less ready at this point. It's just kind of, you know, dealing with this eclipse and then back to what we were initially trying to accomplish. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. I may do a little bit of gameplay off camera just because it is going to take us a while to sort this mess out. You guys don't really need to see that, but we'll see. I don't want to waste too much time off camera because, again, we are on the clock for that event. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.